The Houston Texans quietly have an absolute monster on the roster that nobody really is paying any attention to. And I think he's going to have a breakout season. And PFF agrees with me. That's your center, Juice Scruggs. Now, he's got a really interesting story. Plus, I'm going to take a look at some more PFF news that's like really exciting if you're a Houston Texans fan. But now, Juice Scruggs played from week 12 on. He never surrendered more than three pressures in a game. And with a ton of firepower surrounding Houston's offense, the former third-round pick could elevate with the rest of the unit. Now, Scruggs has an interesting kind of backstory. Remember, he went to Penn State. He was an absolute stud there. But just in 2019, he was involved in a serious car accident that he basically missed almost 2 years playing football because of this. Had a neck brace, had just like some vertebrae stuff. So then he comes back to the field at the end of 2020 and 2021. It's COVID. It's weird. He opts out. Yet the Texans, he's still that good where he's like, he didn't even hardly play, had a major injury. They still take him in the third round. So where I'm going with that is he has yet to play his good football. Like, I think he's a really good. He's 6'3", 310 pounds, absolute, just perfect center. And last year he started off rough, but really picked it up. So you've got this center that what if he really elevates his game and brings it? I mean, no one's really talking about that. Plus, here's what's crazy is PFF ranked the top 25 players under the age of 25. Now, the Detroit Lions, by the way, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about teams that we like talking about. Texans have been a team that we just really enjoy and love what they're doing. So if you're a Texans fan, you definitely want to subscribe. You can look back. We talk a lot about the Texans. Give an unbiased look into your team. The Lions had 5, which is incredible. Love it. The Texans have 3, and only a couple other teams had multiple players, and some didn't have any players. But the Texans have 3 players under the age of 25. So if you look at it, of course, you know your quarterback's going to be there. Penei Sewell, Sauce Gardner, some of the names you know. Trevor Lawrence is still, geez, he seems like he's been in the league for a while now. CJ Stroud right here. So you pair your center with these young players, offensive players that are going to be really good. Obviously, know the story about Stroud. I mean, every video we mention him just because he's that good. It's unbelievable. So Stroud's 4,100 passing yards, ranked 8th in the NFL, and they led the Texans to the playoffs. 49% of that total came before the catch, which ranked 3rd in the NFL. That's a really big point, and I love that PFF put that in there. So 3rd in the NFL in completing passes before, or most of the yards came through the air from Stroud, and then his playmakers did the rest. But it's not like he's just dumping it off screens. No, he's throwing the ball down the field. So you've got it shows you got Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Stroud's here, Joe Mixon, Patterson, your center. Remember, Juice Scruggs is there as well. I'm sorry, is Scruggs is Patterson Scruggs? No, thank you. You have Patterson, you have Scruggs as well. Okay, sorry, got confused there for a second. Okay, so CJ Stroud is one of them. Let's keep looking at who you've got on here as you go through. Will Anderson Jr., defensive end, picked him last year. Awesome. And then the last one, I think I saw you had 3 on here. Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, yeah, Stingley's first season was somewhat disappointing and cut short due to injuries in some of 2023. But then that's what I think PFF, it depends on the position, but PFF really nails certain positions. I think corner is one of them because you can't really see what you can't see in corner. Meaning, if he covers somebody really well and they throw it somewhere else, you don't notice that. But I think PFF nails coverage grades and things like that. So Stingley's 85.3 PFF coverage grade tied for 5th highest among corners in 2023, as he allowed just a 74% passer rating. You've got young players. Love that. And then you go to your off season. So PFF just generally ranked high level your off season, B plus. You lose a good player, replace him right there with Danielle Hunter. Here's personally what I love is Joe Mixon. I thought there was a lot of running backs out there that you could have got caught up in that really wouldn't have been a good fit. Joe Mixon's perfect. Jeff Okuda, still rooting for him kind of deep down as a Lions fan because we took him. He shouldn't have been picked as high as he was. Comes into a bad regime, gets injured. It's COVID. He gets traded. It's like I think he's good, but he needs a place to really have a chance. And I think Houston's perfect. So Jeff Okuda, I think, can be a really good player still. Easy, cheap contract. So you've got a player that could break out on your offensive line that no one's really talking about. You've got young players that are just the core of your team, really good. You got an off season where you did things really well. It's like, oh my gosh, you got a division that's a really up and coming division. Just a couple of years ago, it's like Colts suck, Texans suck, Jags. And it's like, no, all of a sudden, these are really good teams that are exciting and can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. I mean, is Anthony Richardson? Seems like he's legit or could be. I don't know. We'll see. CJ Stroud, you have the quarterback. So in the division, you've got the best quarterback. Well, I don't know if you have the best quarterback. You have a really good quarterback. Really good quarterback. You can argue all day long, but you have a really good quarterback that you're always going to be in every game. Your defense is good, so you're going to be in every game. So I can't wait to see how it pans out as OTAs continue to kick off and we get out there, start to see the whole team out there as the veterans join the rookies. So again, if you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans. Our main channel is Sports Talk Detroit. But make sure you subscribe if you haven't. We're looking to get to 20,000 subs on this channel, and it's mostly Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns, kind of like talking about teams that kind of get overlooked nationally. Those teams we've kind of settled on because Browns is kind of like the Lions. We're up here in the north. This is like, nah, they suck. It's like, no, they don't. Texans, Dallas. I just hear about Dallas constantly. It's like no one cares about the Cowboys. I mean, obviously a lot of people do, but we don't. And so it's like, man, the Texans. And we were on this all last summer at this time. We were like, man, Texans are going to be good, I think. I think going to be sneaky. Well, didn't know Stroud was going to be amazing. Didn't know that. Did not predict that. I mean, I love that. I love that grade from PFF that he's throwing the ball downfield. And then from there, his runners do the rest. But he's a really good player. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.